Hey, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Mad Toronto's Volunteer Orientation Part 1. This is a great video for you to learn about Mad Toronto, and if you're a volunteer, a great way to refresh yourself on some of the practices of our chapter. In this video, we'll be going over statement of beliefs, volunteer policies. So let's get started. So let me introduce you to the board. It's a big hello and welcome from all of them. We have Jen, our president, Lee, our vice president, Carolyn, our victim support, Everilda, aka Eva, our past president, Jason, our secretary, Valia, our member at large, Kelly, our member at large, Magic, our ride coordinator, Brian, our volunteer coordinator, and Brett, our TPS, Toronto Police Services liaison. So it's a big hello and welcome from all of them again, and you can find full bios at the link below. So why volunteer for MAD? It's a good question. Well, you can make a difference in your community today. Let's take a look. We offer special projects and grants, website or social media work. You may be involved in office or clerical work. You can be involved in sobriety checkpoints with the Toronto Police Service that we partner with. You may engage in public speaking. You can participate in Strides for Change, or our annual 5K walk and run, not just as a participant, but also as a volunteer. You can participate in our Project Red Ribbon and spread awareness about the dangers of impaired driving. And this is a national campaign that we run in accordance with MAD National. You may be involved in public awareness and events. You can engage in victim support or survivor support with appropriate training. And you may be involved in awareness fundraising, which is always a great thing. So as you can see, when you get involved with MAD, there's a whole bunch of ways you can be engaged and volunteer to make a difference. So our mission is to stop impaired driving and to support victims of this violent crime. Now, that's two things: stopping impaired driving and supporting victims of this violent crime. MAD is the only anti-impaired driving organization that actively does both. They support victims of this violent crime while engaging in efforts to stop impaired driving. Let's take a look at our statement of beliefs. Let's start with what we believe in. We believe that driving is a privilege, not a right. Impaired driving crashes aren't accidents, but rather the direct result of an individual's conscious decision to drive after drinking or using drugs. We believe that a balanced program of the following is essential to eliminating impaired driving: public awareness, progressive legislation, rigorous enforcement, and meaningful sanctions. We believe, as an organization committed to the importance of rights, that all our legislative proposals and other public policies must be compatible with the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the federal and provincial human rights legislation. We believe that victims or survivors, as those most directly affected by the crime, must be treated with dignity in a manner that is respectful of their loss. We believe that victims or survivors should be given general information about the criminal justice system and their role and rights within it, including their right to make a victim impact statement. We believe that victims or survivors are entitled to specific information about their case, including the name of the accused, status of the investigation, charges and any decisions made about the case, date, place, and time of all criminal and correctional proceedings, and the outcome of all those proceedings. We believe that while offenders must be held appropriately accountable for their criminal behavior, assessment, treatment, and other proven rehabilitative measures must be implemented to minimize the risk of repeat offenders. We believe that the organizational culture we collectively create at MAD Toronto must recognize and appreciate all its staff and volunteers and treat them with compassion, respect, and dignity. So that's what we believe in. Let's take a look at our volunteer policies. Policies to keep in mind. So our volunteer commitment looks like this for chapter events or activities. We require a minimum of 3 events in a 3-month period for in-person events. There is some flexibility for specific hours required for volunteering for, ad hoc events, or if you're on specific committees or special projects. We have a special volunteer list for our RIDE, which is our Reduce Impaired Driving Everywhere initiative. And the requirements for being on that list are: you must volunteer regularly at chapter events, participate in at least 2 RIDE events in a 3-month period. So our RIDE volunteers have to be quite active. So, communication with the volunteer coordinator. All chapter emails about events, please register or reply as soon as possible. If the volunteer coordinator schedules you for an event, confirm the receipt of that message. If circumstances prevent you from attending, notify the volunteer coordinator as soon as possible. Advise the volunteer coordinator of any changes to your email, phone, or address, or your time available to volunteer. And if you're requesting to participate in new events or have your own suggestion, send a message to volunteer@madtoronto.ca. Dress code. Well, just use good judgment. Dress in a manner that is presentable and appropriate for the venue. Please refrain from wearing ripped clothes or shoes or any t-shirt or ball cap with logos or insignia, especially those referring to alcohol or drugs. And jeans are usually suitable for most events, but not for corporate fairs or in schools or uniforms. So, when dealing with the media, so that's TV, radio, or print, only a few designated volunteers are authorized to speak. If members of the media are attending a MAD event, other volunteers are not allowed to answer questions or give opinions. Politely decline to comment or defer to a board member for comment. Relevant printed materials at the booth may be offered, but any requests for specific information or interviews should be directed to our chapter office at info@madtoronto.ca. Social media use. All MAD Toronto volunteers and members are to be conscientious. Photos, videos, or any social media postings are to be in accordance of MAD policies. Especially important when wearing any kind of MAD logos and or during MAD events, including before and after. Logos like I'm wearing here. So we are one voice while volunteering with MAD at any events. We represent the stance that MAD Canada takes on all issues related to impaired driving and other points. We represent one front in the matter of impaired driving and its consequences. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please be sure to like our videos and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. If you want to be notified about future content, please be sure to hit the bell icon. If you want to connect with us, there are many ways to do that. You can connect with us on social media. You can send us an email. You can send us a volunteer application, or you can donate to us, which is always very appreciated. All the links are below. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.